Here's your reminder to support excellent decision making. As a parent, one of the first parts of decision making that will be obvious is poor decision making. When they make a good choice without a consequence, the decision isn't that obvious. Did that make sense? When there's no when there's no bad consequence, when nothing bad happens, they don't often think about the choice they made or what could I have done differently. So, as they get older, you'll find yourself trying to figure out the right part to play in this decision making. Now, I've developed a course on decision making and problem solving, and it's packed full of everything I could think about on this topic. And because it's a course you'll access, anything new I add to that curriculum, if I think of something else, I can add it there for you. But today I want you to know about something that happened as my kids got older. I remember they were going off for university, and there was a bunch of, I had three heading off for university, and I knew there was a lot of stuff they needed to get done. And I kept being like, no one's really busy. They have a lot to do. And so after a couple of days of like, hey, have you got that done yet? I finally just said to someone, hey, how you doing? And the response was, there's just too much to do. I can't do it. Now, as a parent, it's easy to jump in right at this point and say, of course you can, because that worked when they were little. But as they get older, it's increasingly important to pay attention to how they're talking about the decisions or problems that they need to solve. In this moment, probably only because I had coach certification for corporate coaching. So I learned some of these things, and I've got a lot of those tips packed in the course. But here's one of them. I said to her, instead of saying, here's what you should do, blah, 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 I said, I have a question for you. Does this stuff you have to do feel like a wall or feel like stairs? And, there's always a chance you'll get a sassy response because whatever, they're adults. But the response was, it feels like stairs, but a lot of stairs. And I said, what do you need? Do you need any help from me to complete the first step? Or what's the first step? No, and then I said, do you need any help from me to accomplish that first step? Because we used imagery I allowed the imagery to kind of help define the problem. It allowed me to be able to lean into that and just say, okay, this is possible. Now, if she had said it was like a wall, I would have said something like, what kind of tool do you need to knock down that wall? When we as parents pause and just ask one more question or frame things out to allow them to really think about the problem they have to solve, they're more likely to continue on a path where they're independently solving their problems or making their own decisions. When we jump in and try to solve things for them, we then become the mom they call for everything now. It's a little bit lonely to raise independent children. I'm not going to lie, as I sometimes sit back and think, oh, I wish they needed me just a little bit more because I miss them. I miss helping them. But you know what? There's a comfort and a peace that comes with knowing that they're out there making the best decisions they can and solving their problems because they have learned how to rely upon those skills, knowing I'm always within reach to help them or to be a sounding board. So encourage epic decision making.